Welcome back. This is Pixelazy, and I am flying around the world in Flight Simulator 2020. This is Lazy Air Flight 107 with service from Stewart, BC to Sitka, Alaska on a rainy Monday evening. Just going to take off southbound and turn northwest. As we take off into the rain, we're going to have to lift up some fairly substantial elevation, so we got to get right over top of those mountains to head off towards our destination. We're flying a Cessna 172 Skyhawk, and this plane has been my trusty companion with 7 previous legs, but I started off in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada about a week and a half ago, flew out to the west coast, and now I've been traveling up the west coast. The airport that I just flew out of, Stewart, BC, is a star or gold star airport. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's an achievement airport. By landing there, you rack up towards an achievement of landing at a certain number of airports. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere in the middle of BC, but once you see the scenery, maybe that's why they picked it. Getting close to breaking through the cloud layer here. Just bobbing in and out of the upper clouds. Get above this rainstorm, try and get up around 10 or 12,000 feet. Got about an hour and a half of flying as we head off towards our destination. As I said, we'll be leaving Canada for the first time in this adventure and heading into Alaska. Especially interesting because in this whole adventure I've been on, and all the practice flying I've done, all the airports I've loaded up and tested out, every single one so far has been in my home country. And I have yet to venture out.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, generic 1 kilo, Papa.
We're about 45 minutes into this flight. Just over 100 miles outside of our destination. And I just got my first visual confirmation here above the clouds that we are over Alaska. You can see we're surrounded by clouds. We just passed an airport marker and it's disappeared on me for Wrangell, Alaska, which I looked up on my maps on my iPad, and yes, that is in fact in Alaska. So we are currently over top of Alaska, and we're cruising just around 12,000 feet. Clouds are starting to break up as we hit the coast, and I was just checking out maps on my tablet, and as I approach Sitka, Alaska, it's on the west edge of an island right on the coast, but we're going to have the added challenge that our approach is going to have a whole mountain range where that little town, if that's what it is, I've never been there, I'm not sure, that little town sort of sits at the base of a mountain range, and so does the airport. So we're just under 11,000 feet, cruising just above the clouds, and 61 miles out of my destination. And as we get closer, we're going to have to drop down, but not so far down that we have to reclimb and go back over those mountains. As you can see, I've done some descent, taken it down to 4,000 feet. There are a few mountains ahead of me. I'm a little worried. I was hoping I'd get down here and have a little bit more visual confirmation of where I'm going, but it looks like we're in a deep, deep fog. So I'm not going to go too much lower. I think I guessed okay. Just sort of clearing these mountains. As far as I can tell, we're high enough. But it is close. And when we get to the other side, we're going to have to do a steep descent. Just grazing the peaks here. There's something eerie and subtle about knowing that you are navigating in the dark and just
500.
Barely missing hitting into a mountain shrouded in fog. This is some very eerie and ethereal landscape. We're on a coastal island here, just approaching our final destination. Our final destination popped up on the indicator. Guess we're getting close. About 4 miles till we land. Try and get a little bit of altitude. Keep out of this water, at least until we get clearance. As we begin our final approach into Sitka, Rocky Guterres. Hope I pronounced that right. We're going to make our first landing in Alaska, first landing outside of Canada. I'll be waiting for some landing clearance, and if not, then some landing guidance as I approach these really low-lying islands in the rain and fog. Very likely because every time I do this I come in from the wrong direction. Maybe for once I'll be in the right way. Nope. Guess we're gonna have to swoop around.
India traffic, Lazy Lima 1072 miles southeast, 400 feet inbound to land, runway 11.
Got our approach path that just appeared on the screen. If this is your first time watching, I'm not a pilot, and I'm just sort of learning how to fly and land. I used to play flight simulators quite a bit, but it's probably been 10 years since I seriously sat down and played, and now with worldwide scenery and Flight Simulator 2020, I thought I'd take off on an adventure around the world. Which of course means I have to learn the tools again. This means using the in-game instruction tools, such as the flight path, landing indicators, always telling me I'm flying too slow. About to stall out. I think we'll just swoop in below those and take a nice gentle attack on this runway, which again, for some reason, we're on the wrong direction. Looks like there's somebody else parked at the airport today. Never been to this little place, never even heard of it before today. It certainly looks like a few people live here. Looks like a nice little town over on the shore over there. Every time after I land, I give myself permission to go offline and fly around in another little whatever airplane I feel like it. There's a float plane, the Icon,
500.
which I sometimes take out for a spin, but only ever after I've been to an airport. And sometimes I do a little Googling too, and figure out what's going on.
Alpha Sierra India traffic, Lazy Lima 107 is on final runway 11 to land.
Learn about the places that I'm visiting virtually, look them up on Wikipedia, see what's going on there. A little bit of rain today.
Alpha Sierra India traffic, Alaska 6326 miles south inbound RNAV runway 11. Alpha Sierra India traffic, Alaska 63 is on final runway 11 to land.
And a nice gentle touchdown. Once again, you can check out my flight logs at pixelazy.ca. Watch some of my other videos. Subscribe if you feel like it. I'll be posting a lot of these over the next few months and maybe the next few years. But if not, thanks for watching this one. Maybe we'll see you again.